Hey, Kerry here. As you can see, the surroundings are a little different. I'm down at the beach. Nita and I are spending the Thanksgiving holiday here at the beach, and I'll be here for 2 weeks. And I'm out on the front porch of the house that we're renting, and which in fact is we just found out yesterday is up for sale. What I want to talk about today is how, if you can connect the dots, if you can see what is happening, you can create a tremendous wealth by buying the stocks that are changing the world that you're involved in. I want to make you a comparison. In September the 9th, 1956, the first dot relative to the rock and roll music world showed up on the Ed Sullivan Show in the form of Elvis Presley. This was the birth of the music of the baby boomers. And Elvis came on and sang "Don't Be Cruel" and "Hound Dog." Now, I know some of you aren't going to remember that, but I hope some of you do. The next dot showed up about 58 years later. That was when the Beatles showed up on February the 9th, 1964, and sang "All My Lovin' and She Loves You." The third dot showed up later that year when the Rolling Stones showed up on October the 25th and sang "Johnny Be Good," one of Chuck Berry's songs, the true father of rock and roll. And that changed the music world as we know it. And it gave birth to your favorite music star today, whether it be Adele, whether it be Taylor Swift, or it be some rap star that I don't know anything about. But if you had seen that and connected those dots, you could have profited off of it. You could have invested in the music industry. Maybe even you found your place in the music. Well, it's happening again, and it happens every week. All you've got to do is connect the dots. And I want to share with you the latest dots that I've connected. So stick with me. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a 77-year-old guy who's been around this game for a long time and understands how, if you'll pay attention, you can become a real millionaire, multi-millionaire. So stick with me. Let's talk about this further.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, I want to talk to you about some dots that I didn't connect, but I am now. The first dot showed up in 2009 when Scott, a neighbor's son, who graduated from Auburn in, I think it was something like electric engineering or computer engineering, I don't know. And he told me he was going to work for a company in Huntsville, Alabama called NVIDIA. That was in 2009. And NVIDIA at that time was selling for $2.25 a share. I didn't connect the dot. I asked him, I said, what do they do? He said, well, they're into that. They're into chips and semiconductors, and they deal heavily in the gaming industry. And I said, the gaming industry in Huntsville, Alabama? He said, no. I'm working for them in the aerospace and part of NASA. We have a rocket center in Huntsville. So that was the first dot. The second dot was my grandson in 2015, who I was told was staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning in his bedroom under the sheets playing video games. And I said, what's that all about? Didn't connect the dot, didn't recognize the video games that Aiden was playing was actually connected to NVIDIA. Then, just last month, I learned about the Metaverse. And in my research, I found out that there's this company called NVIDIA that's very, very prominent in it. At that point, I bought NVIDIA at $300 a share. My point is, this is connecting the dots. It took me 3 dots, but I figured it out. Because what is the Metaverse? It's grown-ups playing games. It's grown-ups taking themselves into the game, much as my grandson goes to battle with a big bazooka and whatever, and has an avatar and moves through that game. That's exactly what the metaverse is going to be, but rather than kids going through and fighting wars, it's going to be you going through a shopping center and buying clothes, and you going to a concert and going on stage. It's going to be your avatar stepping into a whole new world called the metaverse. And NVIDIA, amongst other companies, are going to be the major players in it. And amongst those companies are going to be Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, and I've also bought Roblox, and there's going to be more, and I want your help in finding the more. I'm not a 15-year-old kid who understands this gaming, who understands that. I need help connecting the dots, and I'm reaching out to you and asking you to help me. So now, the next thing I saw was this morning, the reports of profits from NVIDIA, $7.1 billion this quarter in revenues coming from gaming, data centers, and self-driving automobiles. Is this something that I should pay attention to? I really think I should. And then he says those sales for the quarter are up 50%. Come on, think of a business that you're in and your sales are up 50% and you expect them to continue on that pace. Now, also in this report, the CEO made a statement that kind of really didn't set well with me. He indicated that they are creating a software called Omniverse. And Omniverse software, he alluded to, could be presenting the opportunity for you and I to create our own avatar that will move through the metaverse. But wait, he said, at a subscription rate of potentially $1,000 a year. I did not like that. I did not like that. I believe that instead of us paying to enter the metaverse, we should actually be rewarded and paid and share in the profits that the companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, and Roblox are going to be making off of our participation in the metaverse. And I think we as a group need to make a stand and say, that's the way this should happen. This should be, we are generating the revenues for these companies by our participation in their platform, so we should share in those revenues. It is, in fact, our data. I want you to be a part of this. I want from you two things, actually. I want you to come to Best of Us Investors and join our tribe and get in this movement that says we have power and it should be us who profits from the metaverse. And you can do that by going to Best of Us Investors, signing up for our Discord, and becoming a part of this team. All right? That's what I see. My job is to connect the dots. I honestly believe that, and I've been around this game long enough that I think I see the dots better than most. I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. If this is the kind of video that you think you can make your life better, give me a thumbs up. By all means, subscribe and do something, and share this video with everybody that you love. Okay? Talk to you again tomorrow.